What's good, fight fans? We back in the building. It's Crucial Critics. I'm your boy Ron.
It's your boy Tim.
Hey, it's Rob in the house, man. Rob in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In full effect, man. Trade the hard way. So the topic today is
Pause. My bad. You know I gotta kick my shit, man. I gotta kick my shit. It's three of us, man. These three young men, man. The three guys, bro. The three, whatever, man. All of that shit, man. The three, man. Hey, speaking of three, man, I got three people I want to shout out. I know my boy Chad Broussard had this other dude named Jamal Hudson. Bro, hey, I apologize, man. We cannot say your name. I don't want to slaughter your name, bro. But you was in that chat, man. And, I mean, we're in the comments, man, and you was spitting some real stuff. So salute to you, brother. I don't want to butcher your name because I will. I'm gonna tear it up, man. I promise you. So hey, salute to you. You know who you was in them comments, man. So salute to y'all three dudes, man, for commenting. Every time we get some comments, man, we're gonna shout y'all out. But go ahead, Tyrone, pick up, man.
no problem, man. Yeah, that was an interesting breakdown they did in the comments about the Kell Brook and Earl jab, man. That was a good breakdown, man. Good back and forth. But today's topic is gonna be, the state of boxing, man. And this is a broad topic, man. And I want to hear what you guys when the subject comes up. I want to hear what you guys think on it. So we're gonna get straight into it, man. Tim, what you got?
Yes, sir, man. You know what? I'm gonna start off with I guess I'll go with the belts, man. You know what? No. I'm gonna let Rob talk about the belts 'cause I know that's something he was interested in. Man, you know what's crazy? I got a topic, man. I just was listening to Sean Porter, man. He was talking about how on his podcast, he was talking about how when he commentates the fights, he can't see sometimes everything that's going on in the ring due to the ropes being kind of at eye level. So sometimes you got to stand up, sit down, move around for him to see it. And he brought up an interesting point. He said, "I'm commentating the fight." He said, "So I wonder how hard it is for the judges to actually score the fight if they not moving around, trying to get that perfect angle." So it brought me to my, because we always argue, all fans we argue about, the scorecards in boxing and how the judges doing. And we they do have robberies in boxing. Sometimes, if you know the sport, you know, the outcome is a little bit better than what casual fans may think. But I
Hey,
was just
bro,
wondering.
that
Go ahead.
I had to cut you off, bro. That's not robberies. That's fuckery. That's what, man. Some of that stuff that happened in boxing, man, it's worse than robberies, bro. But I mean, I had to interrupt you, man, because it's worse, man. We got to find a worse word than fucking fuckery. We got to find something else worse than that. But go ahead, brother. I had to chime in.
Nah. You good? So yeah, I was saying, some of those, how you view the scorecards. Of course, some of it is terrible, but some of the times, I believe, casuals think it's worse than what it really is. Like the Devin Haney and Lomachenko. I think a lot of people got that wrong, and when they went back and watched it, a lot of people changed their minds about what happened in that fight. But you still have a lot of people thinking Lomachenko won, and it got me thinking. Even though I feel like the judges got that wrong, I was thinking with the state of boxing and how Spence was talking about what's going on with that money that goes towards those belts. I was thinking, what more could they do? And do the judges actually? I want to ask a question to you guys, just quickly. I know it's on me. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? Do you think the judges should be ringside, or do you think they should be like in a booth the way they can see it on television, so they can see all the actual punches that's going on? Because from what Porter was saying from the Porterway podcast, he was saying that it's kind of hard to view everything when you ringside. So do you guys think that it would be better like if they was in a room with no sound, just watching the boxing matches on camera, since the camera is so good, right? So good nowadays, or do you think it's still okay for them to be ringside to where their vision may be impaired due to the ropes in the ring and then hearing the crowds and things like that? What do you guys think about that?
Ron, let me go first on that one, bro. I think I don't like that. I mean, the only reason I don't like the idea, unless you got somebody looking over them, because they still can do some cheating when they even in the room by themselves. So unless you got somebody looking over their shoulder, pretty much babysitting them, because we still can't trust what they doing, even with that type of system. We still can't trust their judgment. And some of them might they just see the fight different than boxing people. So I don't. I mean, that's my thing on that part on that question. Because I mean, you still can't trust them. You can't. It don't matter if you can't leave them by themselves. You got to have somebody that can inspect them.
Tell me this: what the inspection gonna do what the inspection gonna do for them that they not already doing outside of the room? Like it's gonna happen, whether somebody looking at them or not. So what? Explain to me what they would do. Like explain to me.
If you in a room, if they in a room with somebody look, I mean, because the person looking over them, if they are a good, honest person, they seeing that how these dudes judging scoring these fights. You can, and then because I just think if you do a fucked up job to where it's clear what you're trying to do, you got to get out of boxing. They got to kick them out of boxing. That's what I believe with the judges. Because you got. I mean, they say it's a hard job, but it's not. It's not hard to score a fight decent. They have some fights that the scores be way off, bro. I don't know how y'all can. It's three judges, two of them see it one way and one judge see it completely different. I don't get it. I don't get that part. So that's what I'm saying. They need somebody looking over their shoulders and somebody like, all right, I see what this dude doing. This is last one. He don't get another chance. That's what I'm saying.
But can't you do that after the fight though? I mean this. So this my pushback to that. I'm not saying that you're not right. What I'm saying is that should we try to give the judges every possible way to get the fight right. Like, don't have the crowd screaming, you in the room by yourself looking at the fight on the TV. And I don't even want the three judges together. I want them in different rooms, and I want them in the room watching the fight, no sound. I'm
gonna give you kickback before you finish, Tim.
Go ahead.
You don't need to do that because some judges get it right. So why you gotta, they get a lot of fights right. So with all that distraction, they do get fights right. So it ain't like the distractions of anything are causing them to score bad, bro. That's on them.
Do the judges have monitors near where they're seated?
I'm not 100% sure. They may have. They may do. I'm not 100% sure, but at the same time, right? Like if you got like, you know what I'm saying, right? If they in the ring and you do got a monitor in front of you, but you in the ring, you're gonna be taking your eyes off. Sometimes you're gonna look in the ring, sometimes you're gonna look at the monitor. So
right, depending on the angle.
Instead, just have it you watching it strictly on TV, so you won't, look around, or even if you have earmuffs on, bro, like the crowd be rocking in some of those arenas. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You could get swayed off of how the crowd goes. I mean, what you think about it?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I don't know what they process is as far as choosing these judges, how they become, professional and all that. I never really looked into it, but I mean, it's one of those things that's kind of tough because I think Rob brought this up before when we was talking, like, you got referees who get it wrong and stop fights prematurely too. You know what I'm saying? They right there next to the action.
For sure.
So it's like it's one of them things where it's like it's tricky, man, because like with the Rolly fight, like y'all stopped that fight like that man was hurt, and it's just like it's hard to tell. Are y'all like deliberately doing that, or is that just like a bad judgment call?
It's like a flaw. And I definitely believe. So I'll jump back on. I definitely believe that in those cases, man, you got to be suspended, and you should be,
At
yo,
least evaluate it, man.
yeah, you got to be you got to reevaluate your you being a referee. Like, you got to go to a class, to where you scoring the fights, and you got to make a passing grade to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, you can't ref the next 3 big fights or something like that. You disqualified. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
the belt should be able to pay for some of those things. You know what I'm saying? They should pay for those classes. They should also pay for the classes with the judges. Like, you should have a score that you think is good. In boxing, you should already know, what score that the fight should be judged by, and you should let people go in there and judge the fight and see their scorecards off of different fights, and grade them before you put them in a big time fight, or before you put them in any fight, because don't nobody want to be robbed. So I think that's a big thing. And I had one more thing before I pass it along. I know I'm long winded. I think some of that money also that's being paid to the belts, you should have to give your gloves to the sanctioning bodies the day before the fight. You can't get those gloves back until you getting ready to wrap your hands up and put the gloves on. And also, you should have a sanctioning body personnel in the dressing room from the time you get there to the time you walk out the room, and they have to look at your hand wraps. Matter of fact, you give them tape. Rob brought this up. You give them the hand wraps from the sanctioning body. You have to use those hand wraps, and then I'm gonna give you the gloves back once and I'm gonna inspect every time you wrap your hands. I'm inspect when you put the gloves on, and I had the gloves the night before, so I know they can't be tampered with.
Right.
And see,
That's a
that
good
goes
point
for
as
the
far as the
Margarito
gloves. So
situation
I feel
too.
like to piggyback off what you said, even with the gloves, I feel like whoever inspects them, it should be initialed and signed by those inspectors. So if something goes wrong and it's a flaw, or it's some tampering with those gloves, that those officials who initialed and signed on them should be held accountable too. You know what I'm saying? As well
I
as
agree.
the fighter and stuff like that. I think
True.
that'll put a whole lot more pressure on these organizations to make these fights, you know what I'm saying, down the middle and fair, and because at the end of the day, you got fighters' lives at risk, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
agree.
like we've seen it numerous times.
Yeah,
Like,
with Margarito, man, he cheating blatantly right in
Yeah, no,
front of their
I
face.
right,
definitely
Shane
right,
agree,
Mosley
man.
and them
You
had to catch
gotta,
that.
man. I definitely agree, Ron. You gotta protect these fighters, man. And you gotta make sure nobody's cheating in these sports, because, like you
right,
said, it's life or death when it comes to boxing and hand wrapping and hand padding in those gloves, and it can definitely end somebody's life. But that's the point I want to make on the state of boxing. I just was giving my opinion on some things that I think that they could do differently to make
right,
the
right.
sport better.